I'm very in favor of pro-life. I'd say that's my main thing. Always has been, always will be. It's one thing that remains consistent throughout my life. Yeah, so basically, you cannot be Catholic and pro-choice. And because Catholics believe that life is intrinsic from the moment of natural moment of natural conception to the moment of natural death. So it is immoral for you to interfere or engage in someone's life unless your life is being presently threatened or your people, such as, all Christianity is trying to be killed. So you could say just war theory, but that's a bit more medieval, if you will. We don't use that as much anymore. By bringing up Jeremiah 1:15, which says, I have known you since you were formed in the womb, for I set you out for a purpose to be destined to lead many of nations, which basically talks about in a text of the Pharisees asking, what is the purpose of life? What is the purpose of a human type thing? Like, does God really have a plan for everyone? And God says, in that verse, like, hey, I have destined you. I have known you since you weren't even born yet, and I have a plan for you. I'm going to use you in many ways. It doesn't make logically consistent sense to say, oh, God is okay if you destroying his creation, when he specifically says in the Bible that, hey, I have a plan set out for you. Where when it says, on first breath, they believe as a Catholic that that's when you have, quote unquote, an actual embrace in the world where you're no longer part of your mother's womb and you're part of, quote unquote, a person willing to be, let's say in Catholic sense, baptized or brought about among the faith, if you will. That's the reason, you can't baptize a baby in a woman's stomach. So to be Catholic and to say that it is a woman's choice is to not be Catholic at all, because that's you spitting in the face of thousands of years of Catholicism and church teaching, which is completely morally against it. So the church is allowed to refuse you Holy Communion, which is a very important thing in Catholicism, and that's been a pretty big slap in the face of Biden, but he still is calling himself Catholic for some reason. He's one of those people, he's Catholic in name only. You can't be a Catholic and, be pro-choice. It's just one of those things. But that's my answer to that.